Do you hear us? Very good. Yes. So just we have received a lot of questions, so we will try to respond to most questions, and the questions not responded, you will find them in the Q&A document. It will be shared in our new website. So we will take them one by one. The first question was, so we will speak about the question about the accounts and the information system and our portal, then the question about the ecTD. So the first question was about les comptes sont personnels ou par société. Donc, as accounts are per person or per company. And the response is two types of accounts. One account type of account personal profile, and the other one is about company account. And you should have a personal profile in order to create your company profile account. And in order to submit dossiers, you should have a personal account. The second question is about the website. As mentioned in the presentation, it is portal.ainmps, portal with French, portail, portail, P-O-R-T-A-I-L. .ainmps.tn. It will be shared in the chat now. And the company profile should prove the personal profiles, the question, and the answer. So founder must assign individuals to each role within the company. For example, a legal representative for a regulatory affairs company, or a laboratory representative for promotion medical agency. The next question is in French. Selon votre communiqué, une entreprise d'import-export peut s'enregistrer. Pouvez-vous, s'il vous plaît, nous donner plus d'informations sur comment procéder à l'enregistrement de cette entreprise? It's about the accounts for import and export companies that we mentioned in our press release. So the answer is because in the process there is both companies. So for regulatory and import-export, it is a registration and not a creation like industries. So it will be the same process. Just you should activity in the process in order to register the company. And for now, it's not available for import and export services that we have in ANMPS, but in the future, certainly we will need these accounts in order to use the services of ANMPS for import and export companies. The next question: is there any prerequisite to have personnel accounts for the persons that would be designated afterwards to be in charge of regulatory submission for a given company? No, but some profiles are by law in full-time their job, so they can't be assigned by another company in the portal. The next question is in French. Il faut passer par le compte personnel pour créer la société. Yes. So it's about is it compulsory to have a personal account in order to create a company? The response is yes. Answer the next question. Can several persons be assigned? For instance, can we have two editors, three viewers, for example? The response is yes, of course. Next question, what happens if one editor or submitter leaves my company? Is there an IT team to help deactivate any account? You can change the roles or edit or delete them. And we will have also an IT team to support you if you find issues on that. How many submitters can a company have? No limit is defined for submitters. Could we assign a submitter, editor, and observer depending on the type of the person? Example, marketing authorization, variation, etc. Or do these roles have to remain fixed across all files? No. So the next question, can foreign manufacturers create their own accounts for the submission? No, you should have your personal account, then create the entity that represents you in Tunisia, which can create your account. At the time, you will receive an email to confirm the assignment. The next question, if we represent several laboratories, can we assign a submitter for each laboratory? Yes, of course. Next question, will a guidance document regarding the use of the portal be shared? Yes, we will publish. We will publish it in few coming weeks. Would be able to perform mock submission to test the platform is another format apart from ecTD supported during the test period. No, there is no mock submission. It will be official by the 1st of October, and the submission will be allowed during only this phase. The e-submission are also allowed during this phase. The next question, would it be possible to have a template form with all fields and needs to be filled in? Please, that will avoid spending too much time in the portal. Unfortunately not. And just for information, it will take you 10 minutes to create your account and to do the process if all documents are ready. Once a company account is created, can you show us how different users can be assigned? We will do it, just we will finish the Q&A session, and my colleague can share his screen in order to do it. Once a company account is created, would it be possible to assign access to different users, either from Tunisia or from other countries, from different nationalities? You can assign users having a personal account. So as is in this version, the creation of account can be done only with ID Tunisian number. So for foreign users, it will be feasible in the next versions and not this one. That's all for the rest of for the questions that related to ecTD. It will be responded by my colleague Sameh. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mariam. So for the first question about ecTD, So there would be a separate application for each dosage strength, or can we combine different strengths presentation in a single ectd application? For presentation, they should be combined in the same application. However, for strength, we can combine them in the same application, but it's not mandatory. It's depending in the type of application and dosage. Understand? Can the sequence be in draft status? Yes, it can be, but just before confirmation. After confirmation, you cannot modify the sequence. For already marketed products, will the baseline ectd sequence be required before any new submission? If yes, will this first question be numbered 40 or 301? What will be the requirements for the baseline? Do you require full CTD file or only a compilation of CTD section already submitted in Tunisia? For already registered, you should submit the baseline before submitting any variation, and the baseline is always 40. For mandatory section for baseline, please refer to document matrix published in the ANMPS website. For a person who will be editing and submitting to the portal, should be the assignment to different access editor plus submitter. The editor can create and modify any application submission sequence we created. Only the submitter can confirm the submission of the sequence, and the submitter has also the authorization to create, modify all the application submission and sequence for the whole campaign. The submitter has also the audit trail right. Would you please clarify the differences between the role of submitter and editor? So the same already answered this question. The submitter may have the same role as editor in addition to the role of submitter. Yes. The same personal account related to the same agency would have the role only of submitter for companies, while the access should be as editor for others. That is why we need your confirmation if the submitter has legitimately the role of editor and not vice versa. Yes, the role of the submitter is to create, modify, and confirm submission. However, the editor can only create and modify the application submission and sequence created. Do we have to wait for the baseline to be approved before we can submit the variation, or can we submit baseline with a variation in ectd format? You should wait for the baseline sequence to be accepted by the e-validator of ANMPS. Then you submit your validation sequence. Can different submissions be prepared in parallel, and how the sequence number will be assigned? Yes, different submissions can be prepared in parallel. The sequence number will be sequential in the manner of when you create the sequence. Please refer to the initial launch webinars. Sequential sequence numbers does not have to be in the same submission. We do understand that a baseline submission can't be done the same day than the variation removal submission, since you said that a new sequence can't be created if the previous one isn't validated. So a minimum of 24 hours need to be waited till the baseline sequence is accepted in the portal, correct? Kindly reconfirm that baselines are just to be submitted as notification, not for review. Baselines can be submitted on the same day, automated around 3 times a day. Therefore, you should be able to submit the baseline and within 4 hours the next sequence. The baselines are not evaluated. It is just the building block of your ecTD and should only contain approved content. Do we have to wait for the baseline to be approved before we can submit the variation? Or can we submit baseline as variation in ecTD format? No, baselines do not go through an approved process, can submit within 4 hours after baseline was submitted. Will there be any specific documents for the Model 1 and the ecTD? New cover letter template, new application form. What about the requirements for the product information and GMP documentation? All those documents for Module 1 are addressed in the new ecTD guidance document published on June 2025. For ecTD submission later, can foreign manufacturers submit themselves baseline for a very so the response ecTD are built on top of each other. It is thus debatable that foreign manufacturers submit baseline and then someone else submits the next sequence. The risk for ecTD backbone not working is high. For a very active product, meaning regulatory activity, CMC, and safety, it would be complicated to put on mark any major variation. Would it be possible to include all submitted information in the baseline sequence and to mention in our cover letter which information is still under evaluation under the mise? All submitted variation in the mise needs to be completed. Thereafter, when approval is received, the applicant can then do an iterative approach baseline to include the approved content. Sequence can use one isn't yet confirmed and feedback received from evaluator. Is this referring to the screening phase? If yes, is this applicable to baseline? We just answered to this question. Just wait for the validation pass before submitting the next sequence. This is the validation from the e-validator, not for screening validation phase. If yes, can we have in parallel ongoing variation in non-ecTD and ecTD scenario for already marketed products during the transition stage? No. Once you have submitted in ecTD, you need to continue in ecTD. So there would be a separate application for each dosage strength, or can you combine different representation in a single ecTD application? We've already answered to this question. So all presentations should be in the same application. For strength, you have the choice to combine strength in one application. However, when you will have different variation which not applicable for both strength, you should split your application into application with different application IT. So we responded to the most question. The other question will be answered in the Q&A document, which will be published in a few weeks. Thank you for your attention. we have closing remarks with my colleague.
Before the closing remarks, we will share with you our portal as mentioned in the Q&A, and my colleague will do the demonstration by the account of promotion medical agency that is created. It's about the question about how to assign a person in the account of a company. So you have the dashboard of a company. Just Ali, if you can go back to the dashboard. Okay. So it is created, and you have in the left part your task done or the tasks to do. So as it is created and all assigned designation was so you go to the tasks done. All these tasks are previously done, so we will take one of them. We will choose the task about the designation of the technical responsible. And as it is mentioned, every task done is tracked here, and you can see that when you were filling the blanks in the template or the process, he will ask you, does the person you will designate in has an account, a personal account in our platform or not? So if you we will put you will put no. So he will ask you that what is the email of this person in order to complete the process and in order to create his personal account. But here we choose that we have chosen that the person has already an account, and we put yes. He asked you after that, what is the user number or the user identity of the user. So it will be something like ext in order to say external user, and some numbers, and you will click on submit, and the personal account, so this user will receive an email informing him that he was assigned in a process, and when he will connect with his account, he will find a task to do, telling him that he was assigned from one company, and he should accept the task or the designation. And when he go to decision, and he say that he validates the designation. When it is done, the task of designating a person will be achieved in the company account, and after that, so he will have he will be the account of the personal or for the user will be linked to the company. So I wish that we could respond to the majority of questions. I know that there is a lot of other questions in the chat. We will try to put them in the Q&A. And before we close the meeting, I want to check if Dr. Soumaya Miled with us or not, our general director. He's following us in the meeting. Dr. Soumaya, do you hear us?
Allô? Bonjour.
Oui, bonjour.
Est-ce que vous m'entendez?
Oui, maintenant, oui.
Oui, la connexion n'est pas très, très fluide ici. Donc, bonjour à tous. Donc, après les présentations de Madame Mariam et Madame Samer, je tiens à remercier tous les intervenants et en particulier le groupe de l'eCTD de l'agence, nos partenaires institutionnels, surtout en particulier monsieur le DGS, le groupe EDV Numérique et le SIMS, ainsi que l'ensemble des acteurs qui nous accompagnent dans cette transformation.
Merci beaucoup, Madame
Allô?
Soumaya.
Allô?
Oui, oui.
Allô?
Oui, oui, on vous entend très bien.
Ah, votre contribution est essentielle pour cette transition numérique et grâce à votre implication, votre expertise et votre détermination, nous transformons ensemble un défi en opportunité de progrès et d'innovation. Pour cela, je réitère mes remerciements pour votre attention et votre engagement. Merci à vous.
Merci beaucoup, Madame Soumaya. Merci pour votre leadership et votre encouragement à toute l'équipe. In the
Merci et
closing
bravo à
remarks,
l'équipe.
thank you so much. So I want also to remind before closing the session, as with any IT project, especially in the first phase, there may be some bugs or errors. Please don't worry. We are here to fix them and keep improving the system. We encourage you to use the support available. You send your questions or requests to the email address provided in our press release. And our colleagues will help you either remotely or in person, depending on your needs. And if necessary, we can organize also another webinar to keep supporting you with the portal and the ecTD. I would like also to thank the whole team who worked so hard on this project, prepared the webinars and followed up on all ecTD questions throughout the year. We also sincerely thank Dr. Soumaya for her leadership and Professor Bozuita for his support. Special thanks to our partners, the CTD provider consortium with EDV, Vector Life Science, and Lawrence, and also the ANMPS portal developers, the company of numerics, and the AMO team, the Divo team company, for their support throughout this project, and also the SIMS, who is the IT support in the ministry. And today we are proud to have 22 countries represented in this webinar, with 321 registered participants, 227 from Tunisia and 94 from abroad, representing about 140 companies. So thank you for all so many in our webinars. It shows the great interest you have in the topic and your continuous support for this project. Thank you so much and see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.